Hi, everyone. Welcome to this year's Buddy Lesson for 2025. Our Buddy Lesson is an awesome opportunity where we get to work together to create beautiful artwork for the entire school to enjoy. What better way to do this than to combine it with our new habit number 6, which is all about synergizing or working as a team. Habit number 6 with synergizing is all about getting along with other people and working well in a group. When you're working well with other people in a group, that involves communicating or talking to one another. It's an important part to remember that in order to synergize, you must communicate and listen to those in your group. There is no I in team, meaning you have to work together to make yourselves stronger. Another part of synergizing is valuing the strengths of others and allowing yourselves to learn from them. For example, maybe you have a team where one person's a really, really strong speaker and another person's a really, really strong listener. Using those strengths to work together to make your team even stronger is just going to help everyone in the long run. Everybody has specific strengths in them, and it's important to speak up and communicate what your strengths are as well as listen to your neighbor or your buddy's strengths. Lastly, when we think about synergizing, we know that we can get a lot more done by working as a team. If you've ever been in the art room with Miss Pape, you might have heard her say when we're ready to clean up, okay, it's time to work as a team to get our room clean. It really is true when we say teamwork makes a dream work. Working together makes us stronger, gives us more hands to make the work lighter. It's also an opportunity that we can share our own personal strengths to help each other out. Let's see how we're going to use our knowledge of synergizing in order to create our buddy projects for this year's buddy mural. As you can see here, our dot mural is looking a little bit empty. We need to fill it with some art. Today we're going to make art inspired by radial symmetry. Radial symmetry is circular art that starts in the middle of a circle and it gets bigger and bigger. These are usually created by repeating designs, also called patterns. My kindergarten buddies should be great at this as we just wrapped up our pattern projects just a few weeks ago. Make sure you're leaning on your buddy for different ideas for these patterns. Whenever you get your dot paper, you're going to want to check the bottom corner to see what color scheme you're working with. When we're working in a color scheme, we're working with specific colors. This color scheme is going to be called monochromatic, meaning one. You're working with one set of colors. In this particular example, the set of colors that we're working with are yellow green. Now, yellow green, sometimes you may be able to find yellow green written on coloring tools. Like some of these crayons, for example, could have green yellow or yellow green written on them. If you cannot find those specific colors, do what Miss Pape did here and grab one of each marker. So I found a green and a yellow that I thought would work well. Along with these coloring tools, we also have tracers available. These are going to work really well when starting with your radial symmetry. And you can trace these just to make that step go a little bit simpler and quicker for you. Now, one of the biggest part of synergizing is talking with your teammate or your buddy. Let's see if some of our teachers, Mr. Ernest and Mr. A, can learn how to synergize together.
I think you should start with this one.
No, I'm just going to use this guy.
This one, the bigger one in the middle first?
Well, I could build out. I'll do it.
Okay. All right.
I should have started with a different. I'm going to use this one.
Okay. What about the bigger one, you think?
No, it's my assignment. Stop trying to boss me.
I thought we were working together.
No. Fine.
Oh my goodness. You guys look at your buddy and you tell them, did it look like Mr. Ernest and Mr. A were synergizing? Yes or no? I hope you're telling your buddy no. Let's see if they can try it again and use communication this time to work even better.
Okay, it sounds like Miss Pape wants us to do radial circles. I don't mind drawing because I'm pretty good at tracing. Do you think we should maybe go small and get larger and larger?
I think we should start with the bigger and go bigger to smaller.
Do you think it would be easier?
I think so.
I like that idea. Let's try
All right,
it.
cool. Thank
All
you.
right. You bet. So we got a large outer circle, and this shape actually has an inner circle, so we kind of killed two birds with one stone.
I think that looks good.
Thanks.
I think you're really good at tracing.
Thank
My
you.
strength is coloring, so I think I'm gonna go get the crayons, start coloring it.
Okay,
Sound good?
and I'll continue. I loved your idea. I'm going to continue tracing, and I'll be ready when you get back, and we can work together.
We're a great team.
Thank you. I agree.
Great job, guys. They clearly communicated, they talked and listened and worked together to make their project stronger. Now, when you're ready to actually start working, I highly suggest working with a pencil first and using those tracers to set up your project. If you don't want to use the tracers, of course, that's an option, but I like to start with a middle tracer, a small one, to create the center of my radial project. Remember that radial projects grow from the center and they get bigger and bigger. I'm going to layer a few different tracers that do grow and to get bigger and bigger, just to help my project and help see where I'm going to fill in some patterns. Remember to work with your buddy as well and decide who's the better tracer, whose strengths could they bring forward to help with this radial step. Once you're ready, you're going to start filling it in with different designs. Now, this is definitely a part where you're going to want to communicate with each other to see what type of art you want to draw in there. Something as simple as different lines, shapes, patterns. You could even throw a little bit of your own imagination if you have another idea. Just work along with your buddy to make sure that we're using our teamwork here. Now, as you're finishing up, be sure to add as many details to make your dot as unique as possible. That way you can find your dot on the dot wall during our art show here in a few weeks. And make sure that you fill in all of this space. You'll see here for my finishing touches that I'm just adding in a few more details. And then I'm going to go in last but not least and color over everything to make sure that there is no white space showing. All right, artists, your very, very final step, make sure that whenever you're getting on those finishing touches, you make sure to color in all of the white space on the inside of the circle. The more white space we have, the harder it is to tell your monochromatic color scheme. So even if that means taking a crayon or colored pencil and just doing a light kind of background tint, that would be a great way to finish it. Your last step would be to cut out your dots, and please make sure that your first and last names are written on the back of them. Both buddies should put both of their names on these. When it comes to cutting them out, make sure that you choose the buddy whose strength would be using their scissors skills. That might be the older buddy or the younger buddy, you guys decide. Turn these into your teacher, and I can't wait to see what you come up with when we're all done. Thanks so much for putting your best effort into our Synergy art project. I can't wait to see these all together to create our whole school mural. Stay creative and have lots of fun.